Hey everyone, today we're looking at problem set 18 from the Engage New York Module 1 workbook for 7th grade math. And question 1 says, a toy company is redesigning its packaging for model cars. The graphic design team needs to take the old image shown below, this car, and resize it so that 1/2 inch on the old packaging represents 1/3 inch on the new package. So 1/2 of an inch is going to 1/3 of an inch. It's getting smaller. So I know my scale factor better be less than 1. Find the length of the image of the new package. Okay, so it says here that the car image on the old packaging was 2 inches. So I'm going to find some scale factor, and then I'm going to apply it to this 2 inches to figure out how long the car is on the new package. So the first thing I need to do is scale factor equals new divided by original, or scale divided by actual, if you prefer that. That's the way the book likes to say it. And so here's my new value, the 1/3, and here's my scale, my original value, 1/2. And so new divided by original will be 1/3 divided by 1/2. To do that, I'm going to do a keep change flip. So that's 1/3 times 2/1, which equals 2/3. There's my scale factor. So the new package is 2/3 the size of that of the old packaging. And over here, I'm going to apply this 2/3 scale factor to the old measurement of the car of 2 inches. And that's just a multiplication. So I'll write 2 as 2/1, just to make it a little easier for myself, times the scale factor of 2/3 equals 4/3 inches, because this was inches, 2 inches. And so I'll write a little conclusion down here. The car will be 4/3 inches on the new package. I guess I should have wrote 4/3 inches long, but whatever. You know what I'm saying. All right, let's look at number 2. It says, the city of St. Louis is creating a welcome sign on a billboard for visitors to see as they enter the city. The following picture needs to be enlarged so that 1/2 of an inch represents 7 feet on the actual billboard. So this is a huge jump. We're going from 1/2 of an inch is now 7 feet. So I should have a very large scale factor on this one. Will it fit on a billboard that measures 14 feet in height? Okay, so I have to figure out, the following picture needs to be enlarged. So I guess they want me to measure this picture and see how much it is first. All right, so let me get my scale factor first. Let's just get that out of the way. We know we're going to need it. So here's my new measurement. I know that 1/2 of an inch is going to get scaled to 7 feet. And so the original was this 1/2 inch. And we have a unit situation here where I have 1 in inches and 1 in feet. And we always have to have the same units when we're calculating a scale factor. So I'm going to convert the feet to the inches. I always like to go bigger unit, convert down to smaller unit, just my preference. So 7 feet times 12 inches per foot. That's 7 times 12 is 84 inches. So 1/2 of an inch is going to now be scaled to 84 inches on this billboard. So let's see here. Let's do scale factor equals new divided by original. So that's 84 divided by 1/2. And I'll write that as a keep change flip. So that's 84/1 times 2/1. 84 times 2 is 168. So we're scaling this thing by a factor of 168. It's going to be 168 times bigger. And so now I guess I got to measure this. Maybe they just want me to measure here on the line with the 2 arrows on it. So I'll get my ruler. I'll make sure I'm using the inches side since the whole problem has been done in inches so far. And I guess okay, so it looks like this is supposed to be exactly 1 inch. So if this is 1 inch right here, then that means the new thing will be, how tall it will be is 1 inch times the scale factor of 168. And don't use x's to mean multiplication, we use dots. And that'll be 168 inches, obviously. But we have to figure out whether or not it'll fit on a billboard that's 14 feet in height. So it all comes down to whether or not 168 inches, I'm gonna write new height here so we know what we were just calculating. So it all comes down to whether 168 inches is more or less than 14 feet. Since there's 12 inches per foot, I'm just gonna divide 168 divided by 12. Let's see here. I know that 12 goes into 120 10 times. That gives me 48 left over. So 48 divided by 12 is 4. 10 plus 4 is 14. So this is equal to 14 feet. I got lazy with my units there, but you know what I was doing, hopefully. And so it sounds to me like, yes, it will fit exactly. Oops. On a 14-foot tall billboard. Okay, moving on to number 3. It says, your mom is repainting your brother's room, your younger brother's room. I guess that matters. She is going to project the image shown below onto the wall so that she can paint an enlarged version as a mural. They use the word enlarged there, so I know my scale factor is going to be greater than 1. This thing's getting bigger. Use a ruler to determine the length of the image of the train. Then determine how long the mural will be if the projector uses a scale where 1 inch is scaled to 2.5 feet. Okay, so I'm going to find my scale factor right off the bat. I like doing that first. So this is my new measurement, the 2.5 feet, and this is my original, the 1 inch. And we have a unit issue here again. We can't have inches and feet, so I'm gonna convert the feet down into inches. So let's see here, 2.5 times, so 2.5 feet times 12 inches per foot. Well, 2 times 12 is 24, plus an extra half of 12, which is 6. That gives me 30 inches. And then my scale factor is just new divided by original, which winds up being 30 divided by 1, which I think is obviously 30. So this little image here is going to get 30 times bigger. And so they want us to measure the length of it. We'll do it in inches since everything's been in inches so far. I'm just going to measure on this arrow here. And it looks close enough to 2 inches to me. Maybe ever so slightly shorter than 2 inches, but I don't feel like making my life difficult. We're going to call it exactly 2 inches. So I'll label it 2 inches. And so 2 inches scaled by a scale factor of 30 means just multiply it by 30 and you get 60 inches. So it says determine how long the mural will be if the projector uses this scale factor. It will be, people don't normally say 60 inches, they would write that as feet. And since there's 12 inches in a foot, 60 divided by 12 is 5. It'll be 5 feet long. If you want to write 60 inches, that's fine too. Let's see, maybe I'll skip number 4. Let's see what is on the back. Let's do number, how about 5? 5 has mixed numbers in it, fractions, so I'll do that one. It says, the portrait company that takes Little League baseball team photos is offering an option where a portrait of your baseball pose can be enlarged. Okay, so we're talking about scale factor greater than 1 as soon as they say enlarged, to be used as a wall decal, which I guess means sticker. Your height in the portrait measures 3.5 inches. If the company uses a scale where 1 inch on your portrait represents 20 inches on the wall decal, so that's super easy, that's a scale factor of 20. If it goes from 1 inch to 20 inches, scale factor is 20. Find the height on your wall decal. Okay. Your actual height is 55 inches. If you stand next to the wall decal, will it be larger or smaller than you? Okay, so we got a couple different questions we have to answer here. We got to figure out how tall is the wall decal if the picture was originally 3.5 inches and it's getting scaled by 20. And then we have to say, okay, is that taller or shorter than you are in actual life, which is 55 inches. All right, I'm gonna use the space down here at the bottom of the page since I'm not doing this last problem. So the scale factor equals 20. I got that from just looking at the fact that it's going from 1 inch to 20 inches. I'm not gonna do a bunch of math on that one. So now if the picture height is 3.5 inches, then the decal height will be 20 times that. So we're gonna do 3.5 times 20. I'm not a big fan of doing multiplication and division with mixed numbers, but in this particular case, it works out pretty well because 3 times 20 is 60, and then half of 20 is 10. So you just add the 60 and the 10, and you get 70 inches. And remember the question asked you, will this be taller or shorter than your actual height, which is 55 inches? I think 70 inches is very clearly taller than 55, so let's write a little conclusion that says the decal will be taller than 55 inches. Okay, if I assigned you any other questions than the one I shown, hopefully you're able to do them without my help now. See you in class.